Okay, in this lesson, we're going to look at using something called the nth term, okay, to generate or make a sequence. Okay, it's really easy. So first things first, what is the nth term? Okay, well, the nth term of a sequence, okay, the nth term is just a rule that you can use to quickly make or generate terms of a sequence. A term of a sequence is any number, okay, in the sequence. It's just called a term, okay. So let's do an example together, and we'll see how easy this is. All right. So our first sequence, the nth term rule, is 3n minus 4. Now you should know from algebra, okay, that 3n minus 4 means 3 times n minus 4. Okay. This rule helps you make the first 5 terms in the sequence. And we can also find the 10th term as well. It's really easy, okay? Basically, this n, okay, is the term you want. All right, so this is the term you want. So if you want the first term, okay, then n will be equal to 1. So you just do 3 times 1 and take away 4. And that will give you -1. That's the first term in the sequence. The second term would be 3 times 2 minus 4, which is 2. The third term will be 3 times 3 minus 4, which is 5. And then the fourth term is going to be 3 times 4 minus 4, which is 8. And the fifth term is 3 times 5 minus 4, which is 11, okay? So this sequence looks like -1, 2, 5, 8, 11, okay? And the sequence just carries on forever, okay, in that pattern. I think it's going up in 3s, okay? If we want to find the 10th term as well, okay, then we can either count on, all right, adding 3 each time, or remember, you can just do 3 times 10 this time, okay, minus 4, which will give you 26, okay? So that's the first example done, okay? Example 2, perhaps you should pause to read this, pause the video, have a go, and come back to me in a short while, okay? All right then, so this one, 12n add 7 means 12 times n add 7, okay? So the first term is 12 times 1 add 7, which is 19. The second term is 12 times 2 add 7, which is 31, okay? The third term, 12 times 3 add 7, which is 43. And then the fourth term, 12 times 4 add 7 is 55. And the fifth term is 12 times 5 add 7, which equals 67. Okay, so this sequence looks like 19, 31, 43, 55, 67, forever and ever and ever. It's going up in 12s, which is kind of cool. And then for the 10th term, you can just do 12 times 10 add 7, which is 127. Easy, okay? Example 3, okay, you sometimes will get a 10th term, which is quadratic squared, okay? But we know, don't we, that n squared just means n times by itself. That's what squaring means, okay? So have a go at this one. I'll come back to me, okay? All right, so the first number, I'm doing 1 squared plus 3. BIDMAS, square first. 1 squared is 1, add 3 equals 4. The second term, 2 squared add 3. Okay, that gives you 7. The third term, sorry, you're going to get, this is 9. 3 squared is 9, add 3 is giving you 12. Okay, the fourth one, you're going to get 4 squared add 3 equals 19. And the fifth one, you're going to get 5 squared add 3, which is 28. So this sequence goes 4, 7, 12, 19, 28. You'll see here that the gap between each term, okay, is actually changing. Okay, so when it's a squared sequence, the pattern isn't as obvious. Okay, if you want the 10th term, but you just do 10 squared, add 3, which is definitely 103. Okay, so for the main task now, there are 12 questions. Just want you to find the first 5 terms in each sequence below. So pause it, have a go, all right? And the answers will be on the screen shortly. Okay, so the answers are all below. I've done them all in red, okay? So make sure you mark all the ones you've done. You should notice that these ones here with the negative numbers in front of n, the sequence actually gets smaller, okay? It actually goes down. So bear that in mind for future lessons, okay? And then the checking question, we're going to try and work backwards now, okay? I've given you a sequence like this first one, okay? And I want us to try and work out what the rule is. What is the nth term? So I'm going to pause it and have a go and come back, all right? But for this one, then what you should have noticed, okay, is that the gap between each term is 5, okay? And you should have spotted the pattern. This gap is the number in front of n. It's called the n coefficient, okay? So I know this sequence must look like 5n. And then if you want to get the rest of it, think about the first term. To get the first term, remember, you would do 5 times 1, wouldn't you? Okay? For 5n. But that gives you 5. I don't want 5. I want 6. So I'm just thinking, how do I get the 6 from 5? Well, it's easy. You add 1. So this one here, the nth term is 5n, add 1. You can always check. If you do 5 times 2, add 1, you do get 11. So you know you're good to go. Okay? All right, then question 2, 5, 8, 13, 20, 29. The gap here is +3, +5, +7, +9. Now you should remember from the main task that if the jump changes, it's going to be an n squared sequence. It's quadratic, okay? So I know it's got to be n squared. But check for the first term. If you do 1 squared, you get 1. But I need 5. So how am I getting from 1 to 5? Well, just adding 4. Check though, all right? Look at the second term. If you do 2 squared, add 4, you get 8, which is what you wanted. So for this one, the nth term is n squared, add 4. In the next lesson, we'll do a whole lesson on working backwards to find the nth term. So hopefully you got it already. If not, I'll show you in the next lesson. Nice one.